Life depends on how you see yourself. If you think you are small, you will always stay small. But if you realize your inner strength, you can achieve great things.
Once upon a time, in a crowded railway station lived a young man named Ethan. He was only 20 years old, but life had already been cruel to him. Every day he survived by asking strangers for a little help, a few coins, just enough to make it through the night. This had become his routine, his way of life. One afternoon, Ethan saw a businessman step onto the platform. His suit was sharp, his posture confident, and his presence powerful. Ethan thought to himself, "This man must be very rich. If I ask him, surely he'll give me something big." With that hope, he walked over, stretched out his hand, and whispered, "Please, sir, help me." But the businessman didn't give him money. Instead, he looked straight into Ethan's eyes and asked, "Do you always just take from others? Have you ever given anything to anyone?" Ethan froze. No one had ever asked him such a question before. In confusion, he replied, "Sir, I'm just surviving. I have nothing to give." The businessman gave a slight smile and said, "If you believe you have nothing to give, then you also have no right to ask. I am a businessman. I believe in exchange. If you can give me something, I'll give you something in return. But if you give nothing, I cannot give you anything either." Saying this, the businessman boarded his train and left. Ethan stood there, shocked, his mind spinning. "All my life I've begged, but no one has ever spoken to me like this." He wasn't rude. He spoke the truth. That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. The words kept echoing in his head. "If you want to receive, you must first give." He thought again and again, "But what can I give? I'm just a poor boy with nothing." Days passed. Ethan stopped begging. Instead, he kept searching for an answer. Then one morning, while sitting near the station, he noticed a vendor carrying fresh fruits. Their colors were bright, their fragrance inviting, and suddenly an idea lit up inside him. What if instead of begging, I start selling fruits? What if I offer people something real in exchange for their money? Determined, Ethan borrowed a small basket, bought a few fruits, and set up at the corner of the station. The first time a passenger gave him money, he handed over a shiny apple with a smile. To his surprise, the man smiled back. Others followed. People weren't just giving him coins anymore, they were buying from him happily. As days turned into weeks, his little basket grew into a stall. His stall grew into a cart, and his cart grew into a shop. The more he gave, the more he received. For the first time, Ethan felt dignity, pride, and hope. 6 months later, at the same station, two well-dressed men met. One of them was the same businessman who had once refused Ethan. He looked at him carefully and said, "Wait, haven't we met before?" Ethan smiled warmly. "Yes, sir. You once asked me what I had to give. That day, I had nothing. But today, I am no longer a beggar. I am a fruit seller, and I'm traveling to expand my business further." The businessman was astonished. "That's incredible. What changed you?" Ethan's eyes sparkled. "You did, sir. You taught me one of life's greatest truths. We only receive when we give. That day I realized I was never meant to be a beggar. Deep inside, I was always a businessman. I just had to see myself that way." The two men shook hands again, but this time as equals. Ethan boarded his train with confidence, ready to chase a brighter future. And so, Ethan's journey became an inspiring wisdom tale, an eternal moral story, and a living motivational story that will be passed down for generations. The lesson was simple, yet powerful. Life changes the very moment you stop seeking mercy from others and start recognizing your own worth. Because when your thoughts change, your future changes too.